Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:01. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial, and you are watching cable channel 15, WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host, and I am in the studio this morning with our fill-in for Pete Coles is Ken Stomsky. Good morning, Kenny.
Good morning.
And how are you doing back there? Everything okay?
You know, I become more of a second shift type person, so this is a little unusual for me.
I know. This early morning stuff is, but I absolutely appreciate you being here, and I know it's really early, and you're right, especially if you're doing stuff later in the day and at night, and then all of a sudden, that alarm is going off, and it's like, what the heck?
It's only one day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because everything else is getting taped now, but
Right.
I'm still. That's really hard for me to do, and it's also hard for my regular guests. Like we've got this rhythm going, that we've had going for 13 years now. So
Yeah.
So
I tried doing the
good.
taping thing too, and I can't get into it.
I can't either. It's just too weird to be. And I'll do it as if it's in the morning, so that's throwing everybody off because it's like 2:00 in the afternoon, and I'm going, it's 6:59, or whatever it is, and
Right.
Pete's going, oh, okay, we're gonna do it this way, But anyway, I like the live stuff. How are you doing? It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Things going well?
Very well.
Oh, do
depending
tell.
on how you look at it. Since you have seen me, I know you're not on social media.
Right.
I am now a published author.
Oh my goodness, Kenny!
Yeah.
Congratulations. So tell us about it. What is that? What's it all about?
It's a book on cruising.
Okay.
Going down to the Caribbean.
Yep.
I've been on every cruise line that sails out of Florida.
Kenny,
in
how
the
many
Caribbean.
how many different cruise lines sail out of Florida? I have zero idea. Like throw a number
1
out.
to 10
Okay.
out of Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been on everyone except everyone at least once except
Okay.
for Disney.
Okay.
I haven't been on Disney. I won't be going on Disney.
Okay.
Disney has kids, and there are no casinos on their ships.
Right. Okay. And
Yeah.
so and I have been on Disney. That's the only cruise line I've ever been on.
Right.
I took one cruise in my life. It was a Disney one.
Yeah.
Actually, before Gary and I had our daughter. But yeah, and because I'm not the the casino kind of person, but yeah, so good for you.
Yep.
Explain how the book is laid out. Like, what did you
Well,
cover in the book?
I'm now also a YouTube partner. So my YouTube channel, that's where I have put all my efforts in outside of the show that I was doing here.
Yeah.
On Channel 15.
Yep, exactly.
And-
Pete has kind of been filling us in a little bit, and because your name comes up a lot on my show, because
course.
I'm like, how's Kenny doing? What's going on? And Pete's like, well, you should hear. I didn't hear about the book, but I did hear about the YouTube stuff. But explain to our viewers, Ken.
Well, I've always done YouTube, and one day I'm like, you know what? Instead of going to someplace and filming the event, I'm going to film me doing the event.
Okay.
Because I was traveling a lot.
Yeah.
And then I ended up on cruise ships.
Okay.
And I ended up doing a vlog and reviewing cruise ships on my channel. And that's how I blew up.
Okay.
And that's how I ended up writing the book.
Okay.
Everyone would turn to me and say, Ken, you're always on vacation. Every other month you're on a different cruise.
Right. Well, that's how it got brought up, because I'd say, oh, how's Kenny doing? Oh, he's on a cruise. I'm like, wasn't he just on a cruise?
Yep.
And Pete said, well, this is now turning into a profession. I said,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I'm not on vacation. I am
Right,
working.
right.
I'm always filming. I'm researching. I'm learning. And because of that mindset, that's why I was able to put that book together. And
Okay.
there are a lot of other cruise channels on YouTube.
Yeah.
My channel is a little different. All the other
So
cruise
how
channels.
is yours different? Yeah.
Well, they have a formula.
Okay,
And they go,
yeah.
oh, okay, we're boarding now. Okay, this is what the room looks like. Oh, this is what this deck looks like.
Okay.
This is what that deck looks like, where I actually film my experience.
Okay.
And-
Yeah, I call that the recipe. Like these people, you write a romance novel, it's a recipe, so you call it the formula.
Right.
So with yours, it's your own experience as you're going through.
And
And
it's a Kenny experience. You know
Okay.
how I am.
Yeah.
It's perky.
Yes, yeah. Well, but that's what makes it different, and that's otherwise what you're just like everybody else. So
Right.
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and that reflects in the book.
Okay.
The book, when you read it, if you picture Anthony Bourdain's voice,
Yes.
that's how the book reads.
Okay. All right. So it's a narrative.
It's a little different than a lot of the other cruise books out there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you do your own filming, Ken?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're filming and narrating at the same time. Is that kind of how you're doing that?
If I'm narrating, that comes afterwards.
Okay, so
But
you'll do
I'm
that when you
usually-
edit.
Yeah, I'm vlogging real time when I'm recording.
Okay.
So it's just me. It's not a narration. It's not a script or anything.
And Ken, do people that are on the cruise ships with you? I mean, you're filming people, right? I mean, are people okay with that, or have you had any issues with that?
Most people see the camera and they want to show off for it.
Okay.
And they want to add their own little input. And I carry around a handheld microphone. They know I'm filming.
Yes.
They know I'm looking for people.
Yep.
And it's gotten to the point where I get onto a cruise ship and like, I recognize you. I know you. I've seen your channel.
Yeah.
And I never thought I would get up to that level, but it happened.
Yeah. And now the cruise ships, like the staff on the cruise ships, they're aware of all this as well, right?
They love
Yeah.
cruise video vloggers coming on.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like I would think it's a marketing tool for them, right?
Well, marketing is exactly it. At the beginning, I did casino comps in order to get the free rooms.
Right.
I didn't pay for most of my cruises.
No, I know. Because Pete said to me, because I said, Kenny's on another cruise. I'm thinking to myself, well, he must be doing really well in Southwick on this job over there. Pete goes, oh, they're all for free.
Oh, gosh,
I said,
no.
what?
No, I was paying port fees and taxes.
Yeah.
And now that I've done that several times with most of the lines, I'm known.
Yeah,
and now
they want you back.
And now I'm eligible for media events and
Nice.
things like that.
Nice.
So it worked out.
Yeah. So now people, where can people get the book? Show us the book again. What's the name of the book?
The book is Cruising for People Like You.
Oh, first of all, I love that title because it's like for the everyday man, not like, the hoity-toity people.
It's taglined, a practical, honest, and occasionally sarcastic guide to modern cruising.
Occasionally sarcastic, Kenny, really? Occasionally? I find that hard to believe.
Within the 49,000 words and 281 pages, there is some sarcasm in here.
There you go.
It is available on Amazon.
Great.
It's available in e-form, Kindle.
Yeah.
Paperback and hardcover.
Really?
Yes.
I'm super impressed. And who published it? What was the publication company?
KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing.
Nice. Well, congratulations. That's huge, Ken. I mean, that's like
I never thought I'd write a book like that.
I'm impressed. I'm
Thank
really
you.
impressed. That's awesome. So congratulations. So people, you can, and so again, the author is Ken Stomsky.
Yeah, just type that name into Amazon and it'll pop up.
Stomski. Yep, Ken Stomsky. Because a lot of people know you as Kenny from Ken's Den, but what's the last name? What's his author's name? Wow.
And then all the videos that we talked about on YouTube, Ken's Den Films.
Okay, that was the other thing. I was going to ask you that, so thank you for bringing that up because it slipped my mind. But I was going to say, now how do people access the YouTube? Like, what do they plug? What are they Googling or logging in there? Or what are they?
Yep.
Okay, so that's fantastic. So when is your next cruise?
I take the summer off
Okay,
because
yeah.
that's peak.
Yes.
And that's when all the kids and families are out.
Yeah.
And that's when it's most expensive too, and that's when
Okay.
they don't do the comps.
Yep.
Besides, I'm always working a concert in the summertime too.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
I'm all over the.
Yeah.
The summer
Yep.
is my busy time,
Yep.
but I'm back on. I've got a November cruise.
Okay.
I've got a February cruise, and I think I'm going to set up something at the beginning of January too.
Now, Ken, in the book, do you talk about like what you just said? Do you talk about times to like better times to cruise or less expensive, or do you not get into any of that?
I get into a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a smorgasbord.
You can read this book
cruising.
cover to cover, and have a complete idea of what to expect when you head out to go on a sailing.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Well, I don't even know where to go with this. That's so exciting.
You can go to Amazon.
There you go. Go to Amazon and order the book. And again, the title is Cruising. What's it called?
Cruising for People Like You.
Awesome. All right. It is 6:10. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15 WCPC. We have a full slate today. Kenny is filling in for Pete Coles. And again, so appreciative of that. I'm super excited about your book. We have Dr. Botniger with us. Dr. B has not been with us for several months, but he was getting to be a regular, but he must have been pretty busy as well. So he's going to be here first hour. He is here, so he's waiting in the wings. We're going to bring him in just a minute. Second hour, Jen DeFune will do her Food for Thought segment. So it's kind of staying on track when you're trying to eat healthy. That's the topic for today. Dr. B is going to cover healthy summer habits. So we have a lot to talk about. We will be back. We're going to bring Dr. B in with his own song, You've Got to Have Heart. He's a cardiologist, by the way.
Oh, that's fitting.
By Eddie Fisher. So we'll be back.
You've got to have heart. You've got to have heart.
You've got to have heart. All you really need is heart. When the odds are saying you'll never win, that's when the grin should start. You've gotta have hope. Mustn't sit around and moan. Nothing's half as bad as it may appear. Wait till next year and hope. When your luck is batting zero, get your chin up off the floor. Mister, you can be a hero. You can open any door. There's nothing to it but to do it. You gotta have heart. Miles and miles and miles of heart. Oh, it's fine to be a genius, of course, but keep that old horse before the cart. First, you've gotta have heart.
You've gotta have heart. You've gotta have heart.
You've gotta have heart. All you really need is heart.
When the odds are saying you'll never win, that's when the grin should start.
You've gotta have hope. Mustn't sit around and moan. Nothing's half as bad as it may appear. Wait till next year and hope.
When your luck is batting zero, get your chin up off the floor. Mister, you can be a hero. You can open any door.
There's nothing to it but to do it. You've gotta have heart.
You've gotta have heart.
Miles and miles and miles of heart. Oh, it's fine to be a genius, of course, but keep that old horse before the cart. First, you gotta have heart.
Support for the community programming provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:15. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15 WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. We have a full house today. Ken Stomsky is behind the glass filling in for Pete Cole. So good morning again, Ken, and thank you for being here. Ken is producing, but also he's an author now. So we've been talking about his new book. So that's exciting. And my guest this hour is Dr. Nitin Bhatnagar. Dr. B, as we affectionately call him, is a local cardiologist. He is also a member of the Westfield Board of Health, the City of Westfield Board of Health. And it's been a little while, Dr. B, since we've seen you. So, but you haven't changed at all. You still look fantastic. I got my hair cut since I saw you the last time. So this is the summer do.
So did I.
Oh, so did you. Okay, there you go. I hadn't noticed. So, how have you been? I mean, you have like lots and lots of notes, which is great. But have you just been? Before we dive into that, how's life on the Board of Health and life in the cardiology business? And
thankfully, to say everything has been fine. So,
Good.
Board of Health, we're doing well. There's lots of good projects that we're working on.
Good.
And yesterday, I just did was it yesterday? No, today's Wednesday. Monday, I just did the Walk the Dock program in Stanley Park. And we had like 25, 26 people come. So there's a lot of good education. We talked a lot about heart-healthy nutrition.
Wonderful.
We had a lovely walk and had a good time. Otherwise, the cardiology world continues. Lots of new innovations. But sometimes the innovations is not about exploring all the technology that we have, but it's looking and seeing what can we be empowered to be able to take care of ourselves.
I love
and how
that.
can we take care of ourselves?
Yeah.
And that's what I think today's segment should focus on.
yeah. So what are we talking about today?
So what I thought of doing was creating a whole bunch of interesting facts for everybody, and they're just essentially bullet points.
Okay.
And I've divided them into various sections. So whether it's sleep, heart-healthy habits, how do you bring down your insulin, blood pressure, and so on.
We're covering everything.
But just essentially fact by fact by fact. And these are all things that you can do at home. Right?
Okay.
None of this stuff is you need to go and come and see me or go to the physician or anything like that.
Yep.
You can do all this at home.
Okay. I love it. Where would you like to start?
Well, since we had to wake up very early this morning, right? Let's talk about sleep.
I love that. Actually, I was driving in here. Sometimes by the time I get here, I'm like raring. I mean, I've been up for over 2 hours by now. But I was driving in here going, this was one of those days. I had a hard time falling asleep last night. I think that was the problem. It wasn't that I didn't go to bed early enough. I had that brain chatter. There was a lot that happened at work. And, then you get into that, let me just fall asleep because I know that alarm's going off really early.
But the problem with that is that the moment we fall asleep, again, we kind of reset ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then you may very well miss your alarm. And next thing you know, it's 6:30 and you've missed your show.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I've never done that. I've never missed the show because of that. But I will tell you that sometimes when my alarm goes off at like 4:10 or whatever I have it set for, I'm right there. Today was one of those. It went off, and I think it was because I didn't fall asleep right away. And it was kind of like, whoa, kind of where am I? What day is it? Look at the clock, 4:10. I'm going, it's radio day. It's cable day. But you're right. There was because most Wednesdays when that alarm goes off, I'm like, okay, got the show. Out of bed. Here we go. Trying to be real quiet, not wake my husband up. But okay. So
cool.
So let's talk about that.
So one of the things is that blue light after 9 p.m. is not good for you because it delays your melatonin release by almost 3 hours. So blue light is definitely a no-no.
Okay, so let's talk about where you get blue light from, Dr.
So screens, your phones,
Your
right?
phone, yep.
Phones, television, computer, iPad, laptop, things like that.
Okay.
So all that will give you a blue light, which will then eventually mess up with your melatonin secretion. So that's one thing. The other thing is magnesium glycinate before bed. That's a really good mood relaxer, and you can get that 300, 400 milligram tablets. 300 milligrams are typically for women, 400 milligrams for men.
And what is that called?
Magnesium glycinate.
Okay, and that
It's
comes in
available.
pill form.
Pill
You
form.
can just over-the-counter kind of thing.
Correct.
is
And
it?
you can try to get your magnesium in other things as well.
That's what my next question.
So you can get it through chia seeds, pumpkin seeds. You can get it through your greens, salmon. So there are lots of foods that have it as well.
Okay.
But magnesium glycinate in particular, that one, usually you would find it through either some powders or tablets. that you can get.
Okay. And would that be considered sort of like a vitamin supplement type
It's a
thing?
supplement.
So that's where
Correct.
it would be. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Right. 10 minutes of morning sunlight, that kind of resets your circadian rhythm.
Okay.
So if you keep doing that every morning, it'll set your circadian rhythm to the point that at nighttime, when you're supposed to sleep, you'll sleep at a better time.
So how does that work? Let's slow down and let's talk about that. So the 10 minutes of say that
sunlight.
again.
So 10 minutes of sunlight.
Yeah.
Simply just being exposed to sunlight.
Okay.
Not only is just the vitamin D, but it sort of vitalizes our brain waves.
Okay.
And gets us into a different rhythm.
So are you saying go outside?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But if you can't go outside for whatever reason, right? At least if you're sitting next to the window and
Okay.
getting sun exposure,
Understood.
right? For at least 10 minutes every morning, that sets you up for your better sleep cycle in the night.
Now, is it sunlight or is it just light? I mean, like
Sunlight.
today, it's going to be it's not going to be a sunny day. So today we can't do it.
Then try some of these other things that we're talking about.
Okay.
But then if you when tomorrow the sun's going to come out, then
Okay.
do it then.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
65 degrees Fahrenheit for room temperature triggers deeper quality sleep. So keeping your room temperature in your room at a lower level. No food 3 hours prior to sleep. Because if you think about it, if your body's trying to spend the entire time trying to digest the food, and all your energy instead of being sent to build your immune system, record and relax your brain, repair various parts of yourself, right? If all the energy is being spent to digest the food that you just had just before you decide to go to sleep, it doesn't help you at all. So try to avoid meals at least 2 to 3 hours prior to going to bed.
So I have to ask you this. So if we recap for a second here. So no screen time for a few hours before you go to bed. No food for a few hours before you go to bed. I have to ask you, what do you do before you go to bed?
You can meditate. You can journal. You can do some stretching. You can, and the journaling aspect of it is very helpful, right? That sort of cleans up your hard drive. Practice gratitude. Sit quietly and practice gratitude. You've got family members. Talk to your family members, right? And
reading
downtime.
Is reading okay or
reading
no?
is good.
What,
so the bedroom is
how does
meant,
that fall in there?
The bedroom is meant for sleep only or sex.
Right, I agree, but
not for
you don't
reading.
have to. But you don't. I'm not saying reading necessarily in your bedroom.
Right.
Just
so
reading.
you can read.
Yeah.
But the idea is that if you go and read in a different room, then when you come into your bedroom to go to sleep, the brain ends up saying, "Okay, well now we're getting into ready for
Right.
sleep mode."
Yeah.
So yes, reading is fine. Just watch out for, are you reading for pleasure? Are you reading for studying, stressful reading, or is it relaxing reading? The idea is to be able to relax your rhythm to get yourself ready for sleep.
So it sounds to me like part of the goal here is to transition. I'm big on transitions. So instead of, and we do that with children. I mean, I have a 3-year-old granddaughter who lives with us. And, and I talk to my daughter a lot about transitioning. Don't expect her to be running around and playing and doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, okay, now it's time for bed. A child needs that time to begin. So we start, like an hour before at least. I'll start dimming lights, and the TV is off. It's never on when I'm in charge anyway. But we'll do the nighttime stories, and we'll get the jammies on, and we'll brush the teeth, and there's a whole routine I think for children, and most parents get that, But somehow, when it comes to us, we don't get it.
Yeah.
We forgot it. We forgot it. But I think you're right. I think it's that transition of beginning to wind down, beginning to shut the brain off, and I think that's one of the hardest things for adults, especially, is to. My husband calls it brain chatter. When you go to bed and the brain chatter starts, or you wake up in the middle of the night and now it's the brain chatter. It's what's going on at work, what family problem are you trying to solve, and that's hard. I think that's where the meditation comes in, and some of these other
meditation, gratitude journaling, breath work, right? All that will also help.
Yeah.
And then the other aspect also is around your room, right? Not having any lights on, not even a night light. Because that will also trigger that you're still awake and you need to start being more active and then trying to build weight. So weight gain can also happen even if you don't have any lights on. So keep your lights off. Try to sleep more on your left side versus on your right side, but everybody is variable. So there's no hard and fast rule.
Yeah, plus people move around when they sleep.
It's just that when you sleep on your right side, you're putting a little bit more strain on the heart.
Gotcha.
And so that's the other aspect of this. Turn off your Wi-Fi. That's the other thing that they found, is that if you turn off your Wi-Fi, because you're constantly getting emanated with all those 5G signals or your Wi-Fi and so on. So sometimes the studies have shown keep your phone in another room altogether, right? That will also help.
I shut my phone off every single night.
Yeah.
And by the way, when my husband and I read, we have a room in our house that we call the Serenity Room, and it is a room with we have stressless chairs in there. There's no television. There's no sound system at all. It's a great room to chat in. We have 4 chairs, so it's a nice room but it's also a great reading room. So we use that a lot for reading. And my daughter, when she was about 10, and we first moved in the house, and we kind of decided this is what this front room was going to be. We actually added French doors so we could kind of close it off. She was giving her 10-year-old friend a tour of our house, and my husband and I happened to be in the Serenity Room reading, and Grace walked in, and she said to her friend, "And this is the Serenity Room. There's no fighting in this room." Which I just thought, like, out of the mouths of babes. But, because we had kind of said to her, this is just kind of the room to, be quiet. We can kind of have fun, and we can talk as a family, and we can, tell stories and all that kind of stuff. But I thought that was an interesting take from a child.
To have a separate room, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, if you're going to go to somewhere and you're going to go take a nap or something like that, the ideal time is about like 20 minutes, not to exceed more than 30.
Yeah.
Because if you start taking longer naps, let's say a 30-minute nap, you're going to mess up your sleep cycle for nighttime.
Yeah.
So a 20-minute power nap, put your timer on, and go from there.
Yeah.
That kind of resets you for the entire time as well.
Yeah, and I can remember my husband saying a long time ago, he was the one that first introduced me to, bedrooms. Not that I never grew up like with a TV in my bedroom or anything, but I know of other people who did, and his parents did. They had a TV in their bed. My parents never did, but Gary said you don't want to do that because that's not what that room is for. So it's always been, there's the bedroom.
Right.
Go to sleep.
And you need at least about 7 to 9 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
At the very minimum of 6, but at least 7 to 9 hours of proper sleep, because the idea is that the sleep is going to help repair the brain as well as repair various parts of your body. So sleep is very important for all of us.
Yeah.
So on that note, right,
Okay.
get some sleep.
Yeah, get some sleep. Go home and rest.
So the next topic I thought of talking about was habits, overall just habits. So things to avoid in terms of things to avoid as well as things to eat.
Okay.
From a nutritional standpoint. Avoid sugar. So many of our problems just go away if we just don't do sugar for 30 days. You'll be surprised. Whatever our various ailments, just no sugar, processed sugar or any sugar at all. 30 days. And it kind of just resets the body. 80% of our symptoms will just go away. So if you eliminate that, now then see what your symptoms are left, and now we figure out where we are in terms of what problems are someone's facing. Vitamin D, 1,000 units.
No, let me just go back to sugar for 1 second. So we're talking about added sugar, not, like fruits have, there are natural sugars that are in some of our foods.
Right.
Yes,
So fruits are fine. It just depends upon the quantity of fruits that you're eating as well. Right.
Okay.
If you're going to have apple, banana, orange, grapes, cherries, everything, a kiwi, everything all at the same time.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have a blood sugar spike.
Right.
But the idea is that you space them out. So
Okay.
the fruits are okay. But if you're from a diabetic standpoint, you've just got to watch out of how much of sugar you're going to be experiencing, and exploring like bananas. Like, for example, especially for bananas, don't put them into a smoothie because that will then cause your blood sugar to go up because you're basically liquefying your banana.
Right.
But if you eat it properly, that won't end up happening.
Really?
So avoid.
Really?
Yep. Totally. You got to watch out for bananas in smoothies. We all do it, but
I know my
you gotta
husband
watch
does
out.
it. I'm not a smoothie person, but he is, and he'll not always throw it in there, but
Right.
sometimes.
But if you liquefy
What happens when you liquefy it?
It's like injecting it directly into your bloodstream.
But if you eat a banana whole,
It does not.
really?
Try it. Check your blood sugars.
Okay.
Yep. You have it in a
Interesting.
smoothie, your blood sugar will go up. If you just have it plain, and you will end up stabilizing your blood sugar better. It's always better to eat a banana, drink a banana, versus drinking a banana.
Okay. Boy, you talk about learning something new. I
We're
did not know that. Who knew?
We
You knew. Yeah, exactly. Probably the only person here. I didn't know that. That's really interesting. Okay.
So vitamin D, 1,000 units a day, makes also a big difference in your mood. Omega-3.
No, wait a minute.
oils.
Let's go back to vitamin D. Stop going. Don't go to. I know you're a fast talker. I'm from New Jersey. I'm a very fast talker, but we got to slow this down a little bit. Let's go back to the vitamin D thing. So 1,000 milligrams a day.
Units.
Units a day. 1,000 units a day.
Yeah.
Does that, and we're going to have a nutritionist on second hour, so I can ask Jen this question as well, but is that hard to get through just eating and food? I mean, would you need to be taking a supplement, or can the average person get that much?
So sometimes it's very hard to get it through food because of the way we process our foods and prepare our foods, right?
Okay, yes.
But the other thing is, you would think that, standing outside and getting plenty of sunlight, we're going to get our vitamin D, but we don't necessarily have to process it well in our guts. So that's why sometimes taking a supplement is important.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
So
vitamin D is
1,000
important.
units of
At least
vitamin D.
1,000 units.
Okay. All right. What's next on your list?
Omega-3 fatty acids. So omega-3 fish oil, right? That helps with inflammatory and overall inflammation from our joints. So omega-3 helps definitely. Water. Many a time we feel very tired, we feel exhausted, but we don't realize that we're actually chronically dehydrated.
Yes.
So in the summertime, we're not getting enough hydration if we're going outside. In wintertime, we're always inside with heating on, so we don't realize that. So hydration is very key in that regard. Protein. Decreased protein can also translate to decreased immunity, therefore decreased weakness. So increased weakness. So therefore, more protein in our diet will also help. Now that will vary, and when you talk to your nutritionist, you can talk to her about how much of protein per person, per body weight. But typically some would say is 20 to 30 grams of protein.
I just want to finish the protein thing, and then we're going to take a short break. But, we had this conversation with Jen Jafune, who will be with us second hour, in one of our previous shows, because now you're seeing, protein added everywhere, like to all kinds of foods and so forth. And so, we talked a little bit about what's good, what's enough, but what's too much for sort of, again, the average person. It's different if you're a marathon runner or you're, an extreme athlete. No, seriously, and you need more protein versus, and your body weight, your size. So people need to kind of pay attention to that as well.
But I think protein is important anyway for all of us as we're getting older, because we have got a lot of muscle breakdown. So protein is going to be definitely important to build that strength buffer, and which will help us with our immunity.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Take a pause.
Yep.
If you're just joining us, my guest this morning is Dr. Nitin Bhatnagar. Dr. B is a cardiologist here, a local cardiologist. He's also on the the City of Westfield Board of Health. So our topic this morning is we're all over the place, but it's basically sort of healthy habits. Well, it really is healthy habits for the summer, but I would say healthy habits year-round. So we're kind of just going through a list and some categories of different things that people can do, as Dr. B said, at home. You can, all of these things that we've talked about so far, you don't need a prescription. We've talked about some vitamins, some supplements and so forth. You don't need a doctor holding your hand when it comes to your sleep habits and so forth. So let's take a short break so everybody can kind of regroup. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You're watching cable channel 15, WCPC, and we're doing some summer songs. So we're going to do Under the Boardwalk by the Drifters. You have to play that over the summer. So.
Oh, when the sun beats down and burns the tar up on the roof, and your shoes get so hot you wish your tired feet were fireproof. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea, yeah. On a blanket with my baby, that's where I'll be. Under the boardwalk, out of the sun. Under the boardwalk, we'll be having some fun. Under the boardwalk, people walking above. Under the boardwalk, we'll be falling in love. Under the boardwalk, boardwalk. From the park, hear the happy sound of a carousel. You can almost taste the hot dogs and French fries they sell. Under the boardwalk, down by baby is where I'll be. Under the boardwalk, out of the sun. Under the boardwalk, we'll be having some fun. Under the boardwalk, people walking above. Under the boardwalk, we'll be falling in love. Under the boardwalk, boardwalk. Blanket with my baby is where I'll be. Under the boardwalk, out of the sun. Under the boardwalk, we'll be having some fun. Under the boardwalk, people walking above. Under the boardwalk, we'll be falling in love. Under the boardwalk, boardwalk.
Support for community programming provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:37. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching Cable Channel 15, WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host, and my guest this morning is Dr. Nitin Bhatnagar. Dr. B is a local cardiologist. He is also on the City of Westfield Board of Health. So, Dr. B, thank you for joining us again and coming back. And we're talking about a whole host of, just healthy habits. We've covered sleep. We've covered a little bit about we've started kind of segueing into some nutrition. Where would you like to take it from here?
So let's talk about heart-healthy habits.
Okay.
Things that if we...
Coming from a cardiologist, I think that's appropriate.
And these are kind of habits if we try to put into our daily routine. Every small habit has a compounding effect, right? So if we do this with discipline over the course of 10, 20, 30 years, we're going to see some significant differences and changes in our health.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one thing is, I had some fish last night, so let me start off with fish.
Okay.
So eating an oily fish is very important. EPA and DHA will help with bringing down inflammation. It will help restoring brain function as well. So because we need the omega-3 fatty acids to help, because our brain has actually largely a lot of fat. So you do need...
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
You need to control your heart rate. So through exercise, meditation, breath work, all of this will bring down your stress level. Because if you can bring down your heart rate at least 10 points. So let's say if your baseline heart rate is 80, we find that above 100, every 10 points above 100 can increase your risk of having heart disease. So I'm not talking about specifically with exercise, but I'm talking about a baseline as depending upon whatever your baseline heart rate is. Okay.
Okay.
Managing your anger, right? So we found that your heart attack risk goes up to almost like 230% increase just with anger alone. So controlling anger, controlling your controlling your heart rate, exercise, and meditation and breath work will all bring that into focus. And
I think, the anger management piece, you could do a whole show just on that, just on sort of how you go about doing that, because it's not an easy thing to do, but I think it's doable for a lot of people.
Right.
Just, not as simple as you would like it to be, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Also leafy greens, so that has lots of nitrates, which will give you a nitric oxide. Nitric oxide will allow your dilation of the blood vessels, so that will also help. So leafy green vegetables. Stand more, sit less.
Stand more, sit less.
The more we find that we even stand, even if we're not necessarily even walking, but even just standing more, that helps with overall heart health versus just sitting in a chair all day long. So even at work, yes, I'm constantly getting up and down from my chair because I'm going to go see patients and so on. But then when I have to sit down and write my notes or whatever, I try not to sit and do that. I stand and do my notes.
Yep.
Or I am trying to do some squats here and there. So even if you do simply like 10 squats every 45 minutes in a typical 8-hour day, you'd have at least 110 squats, which equivalates to about 10,000 steps. So the more squatting that you do, the more steps you take, the more standing you do, rather than sitting, is always better for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Flossing more. So that's something that most of
more. Okay, we've not discussed that on this show previously.
So we found that we've got a lot of plaque in our arteries, and as we get older, so we've also got plaque in our gums. And so dentists have known this for years, that if you floss, you decrease periodontal disease. But we've also been discovering that periodontal disease has a relationship and correlation to heart disease. So flossing is definitely going to be something beneficial for you.
Say that again.
Periodontal disease
correlates to heart disease?
Heart disease, because it's a plaque issue.
Uh-huh.
Right. So the more you floss, the less likely that you'll have plaque. It doesn't translate, however, directly into you floss and you will actually decrease the plaque by A amount, B amount, C amount. But overall, it helps with bringing down the inflammation, the bacteria, especially in your mouth.
Okay.
Things like that.
Okay.
Practice your gratitude. It decreases your inflammatory markers. Right. Simply, we mentioned that in the sleep aspect of this, but decreasing your inflammatory markers can be seen with doing more gratitude. Exercising, at least minimum of 30 minutes a day. Strength training. As we all get older, we've talked about this in previous shows, where strength training is very key. And it's more your leg muscles that is very key. And the more you increase that and you get stronger, you make a big difference.
Yeah, I'm going to put a little plug in here just to pause. So we have really added several new fitness programs at the Senior Center. And those who have attended our programs know that we try to make everything affordable. We are actually doing, this summer, we're doing a complimentary Tai Chi program, which I can highly recommend because I'm taking the class myself. I had a couple of foot surgeries since I've seen you last. So I haven't been running for a while because I can't. And I thought this would be sort of a good way to kind of get back into it. But we've got really classes every day, Monday through Friday, that the Senior Center is open. So we have a groove class now, which is, a lot of movement. We have a couple of Zumba classes. We have chair yoga, we have regular yoga, we added the regular yoga, we have line dancing, but now we have a beginner line dancing for those who are just kind of getting started. And I have to say happily that these, the classes are going strong, and even the new ones, people, gosh, we just started the Tai Chi class a few weeks ago, and I think the other day we had like 15 people. So it was, it was pretty full. So all good. So, check those things out. We're doing some fun programming over the summer, but also, and the August newsletter is out. That just came out this weekend. So, check it out. You can check it out online, or you can come to the center and get a copy. And there are copies all over the city. We have them distributed all over now. But we are trying to, and when we're looking at fitness and exercise at the Senior Center, we're looking at everything. We're looking at some strength training, and we're looking at cardio, and all of those things. So all good.
And I've done Tai Chi, and Tai Chi is amazing. I did it for years.
It's really interesting. Yep. And, one of the things about Tai Chi, and we've talked about this, the instructor is really, really good, that she's been doing it for years and years. And she said, if you're doing it, we're so busy focusing and thinking, and we're not worried about, what's going on the job or what's going on at home. And, so as a stress reliever, you're focusing on what you're doing and your movement and your breathing and all of this other stuff, so you don't have time to be worrying about all the other stuff.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. It's all about being present, because most of the time we're living in the past, depending upon our memories of past fears, or we're echoing into the future with projections of what could happen and what disastrous thing. And the reason why our brain usually thinks about the worst case scenario first is because we want to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
So that we don't actually think about, how lovely everything is going to be the following day. We think about, okay, it's going to rain, it's going to have a problem, this is going to happen, blah, 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 blah. Or, this happened in the past, because the future serves because of a memory from the past.
Yeah.
So it's about being fully present.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So then other things are like healthy fats, such as olive oil, nuts, such as like cashews, almonds. You've also got your coconut oil, avocado oil.
I was going to ask you about avocado oil. That seems to be the new one in my family that everybody wants to. So we got some, and I'm like, okay, sounds good. So so that's a good one.
Olive oil and avocado oil. Coconut oil is also very beneficial as well. Things to decrease are things like alcohol intake, smoking, vaping, unhealthy habits, essentially, right? Yeah. You're drinking at least 1 or 2 glasses of water when you wake up in the morning. It helps refresh the brain. So the first thing, I've got a bottle of water that I keep right next to my bed. The first thing I do is I drink. All
right, I have to share this story with you, Dr. B, because it involves you. So we've had multiple conversations on the show about the importance of hydration and the importance of drinking water. So I now have, when I go to bed at night in the bathroom, I have a big glass of water. So when I get up in the morning, I start drinking my water while I'm getting ready, and in my brain, I remember you saying, you just want to sip. You just want to take your sips periodically. You don't want to gulp it down and, you're done or what anything. And in my head, every time I'm taking, it's like, I can hear you on the show going, sip, sip, sip. Sip, 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 sip. And it's so funny, but it's so true, and it really works. And it's like, okay, sip, sip, sip. Put it down. Now go comb your hair or go brush your teeth or whatever. Okay, sip, sip, sip.
Because on the same point really is that when you are overnight, you've been working. You're not you think you're asleep, but your body's doing a lot of work in repairing itself and getting it ready for the following day. Not just the body, but also the brain, because you are also trying to clean up all those tendrils of your fears, anxieties, et cetera, everything that you've been processing. So your supercomputer needs more hydration. Yeah. But also the water is going to help with detoxification of all the toxins that have accumulated throughout the night. So water is very important first thing when you get up in the morning.
Okay, all right, pause.
Yep.
I have to stop him because, we could just go on and on. It is 6:47. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15 WCPC. If you're just joining us, my guest this morning is Dr. Nitin Bhatnagar. Dr. B is a local cardiologist. He joins us periodically, and we haven't seen him for a while, so we're pretty excited about having him here. This was supposed to be sort of healthy summer habits. It's actually turned into just healthy all year round habits, but I did choose some summer songs. So we're going to listen to another one, take a short break. We're going to listen to the Jamie singing Summertime, Summertime, and we'll be back.
It's summertime, 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 summertime. Well, shop them books and throw away. Say goodbye to those good days. Put the wine and change your ways. It's summertime. Well, no more studying history and no more reading geography and no more geology. Poetry because it's older time. It's time to head straight for the mills. It's time to live and have some thrills. Come along and have a ball, a regular free for all. Well, I
summertime, 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 summertime. It's summertime.
Support for community radio provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:50. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching Cable Channel 15 WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. My guest this morning is Dr. B. Dr. Nitin Bhatnagar is a local cardiologist and a member of the Westfield Board of Health. So we're discussing a whole variety of healthy habits, summertime habits, but also year-round habits as well. So, Dr. B?
Hi. So just to finish off the overall daily heart healthy habits, some of these things we've already covered. One is getting plenty of sunlight. That will also definitely help heart health because it also helps your mood as well.
Yeah.
More protein. That will also help your heart because the stronger it's a muscle. The heart is a muscle, and so you need the protein.
Yeah, I think we need to be reminded of that sometimes. We forget that.
And also because, if we become depleted of our protein, eventually the body will start eating itself.
Yes.
And so we start off with muscles like from arms, legs, and so on. It starts off with legs. But eventually the heart's also a muscle, and so therefore it'll start eating itself as well. Yeah. The other things are stretching daily, right? So if you want, you can even combine stretching in sunlight and get that care off.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So many of these things we're talking about can easily be done, and like I said earlier, they're just simple habits, and we can actually combine many of these things, right? So standing, doing some squats, right, while you're doing some activity, right? Being fully present, let's say, while you're just standing in the sunlight, right? So you got your standing taken care of and your sunlight.
Yep.
So lots of different little things. Also, your deep breathing, so your breathing exercises, as well as we talked about earlier for a heart healthy habit is for a healthy heart, you need good sleep. So deep breathing and sleep should be also paramount. So moving on to a different topic of natural ways of being able to bring down your blood pressure.
Okay.
Right. Just to throw in a little pitch here about something where, we only have two assets in life, health and time. If we don't focus on our health, we will not get enough time.
Right.
But if we focus on our health, we'll extend our life and extend our time.
Okay.
So that's why some of these things are important. So hibiscus tea twice a day, it really makes a difference as well to bring down blood pressure.
Really?
And some of that is more of a vasodilation aspect of the hibiscus.
Okay.
Just another understanding of why blood pressure is so important because every 10 millimeters of mercury that we bring down the blood pressure, we sizably bring down our risk of stroke, heart disease, heart attacks by at least 27 to 30 to 40%.
Yeah,
so
those are large percentages.
Correct.
Yeah.
By just bringing down a 10 millimeter mercury. So definitely a blood pressure reduction is important. 2 stalks of celery a day makes a big difference as well. Magnesium glycinate, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that for sleep.
Right, for sleep. But magnesium glycinate has a lot of other good effects. Immune building, heart health, helps with palpitations, arrhythmias.
Really?
But it also helps with your joints, but it also helps with blood pressure. So one of the first things that get all patients on to when they're coming to see me for blood pressure is, yes, we'll work on the medication aspect of it, but I also make sure you're adequately hydrated and you've got magnesium on board because hydration is also a major cause, dehydration rather, is a major cause for elevated blood pressures.
Yeah,
So
okay.
if I can fix some of the other easier things, then I can see where we are
Yep.
for.
And we're still dealing with things that you can do on your own at home.
Correct. All this is
not-
about
yes,
things that
yep.
you can do on your own.
Yep. Okay.
We talked about 30 minutes of walking a day.
Mm-hmm.
That's key as well. Decreasing your sodium intake, so less than 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day.
Yeah, and that's not as easy to do as
Correct.
one would think. And it's only because, I hear seniors say it to me all the time, Tina, I never put salt on my food. And I believe them. I don't either. But when you start reading labels and look at how much sodium is in some of what we eat, it's added to so many things. So I
Correct.
think part of it, and I know Jen talks about this all the time, our dietitian when she's on the show, you really have to be a label reader so to know. And even within the same food product but different brands,
Right.
some of these sodium levels are just astronomical.
And on that same point about sodium is don't get me wrong, sodium is important. You
Yeah.
need it for your
Yes,
electrical
yes,
nervous
yes,
system.
yes.
It's the excess amount of
Yeah.
sodium that we have
Yeah.
that becomes an issue.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Potassium-rich foods. So potassium and sodium work in opposite in the cells. So the more potassium-rich foods that you have, the less likelihood that you're going to have too much of sodium that's sitting
Okay.
in the cells. So more potassium-rich foods are going to be helpful.
So give us some examples of what are potassium.
Bananas, oranges, or as for fruit.
But eat the banana whole, don't liquefy it.
Correct. And kale, spinach. So you've got potassium in that.
Okay.
Also, zinc-rich foods will also help with that as well. I mean, typically, they say zinc is oysters, but you've got them in plants. You've got lentils. There are lots of other rich foods that you can do for zinc and the potassium.
Okay.
Breath work is very key to help with bringing down your blood pressure.
Yeah.
Simply, we've talked about this in other programs where if you can simply do a square breathing technique, right? So start off with like a count of 4. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and then hold for another 4.
Okay.
And if you keep doing that and practicing that at least 20 times, several times a day, that itself will also help bring your blood pressure down because it also brings you back into the present. Blood pressure will go up also from a metaphysical standpoint. Blood pressure goes up is because the body is trying to see what it has to reacting to. Blood pressure is a sign of reaction. So whether it's self-criticism, self-stress, or looking at something out of perspective. And so therefore, you're looking at the future, or you're looking at the past. But by breath work, you're coming yourself back into the present.
Okay.
Right? Meditation is very key. So all of these are, and I'm not trying to gloss over meditation, but that's another whole topic in itself.
It is. Yeah, I was
But-
just going to. Well, just about all of these could be like the,
Individual topics.
yes, individual topics, of course.
And then we should also look at what foods that can repair arteries.
Okay.
So some of the foods are, we mentioned fatty fish at dinner time,
Yeah.
right? That's one thing. Raw garlic. The allicin in the garlic has a major component to help with inflammatory reduction as well as repair of the arteries as well. Walnuts help decrease the LDL. So some of these, if you're allergic to them, then you can't
Yes,
take them.
right,
but,
right,
But
exactly.
otherwise, walnuts do have a good benefit.
Okay.
If you remember looking at what a walnut looks like, it looks like a little brain. Right?
Oh, you're right,
So
it does.
Everything in nature, interestingly enough, if you look, has a particular kind of shape and form which resembles something where it actually helps in the body.
Really?
So carrots, orange, they help with for the retina. Your carrots, I'm sorry, not carrots, the walnuts, they're actually very good for the brain. They look like little brains.
They do.
Right.
I never thought
So
about
if
it.
you're going to be doing a lot
Yeah.
of studying and
Yeah.
so on, and you've got a larger material of information to absorb, walnuts, almonds really make a big difference
Okay.
to help you with that. Beets. Beets are very important because they help with you can either take it through natural foods, which I always recommend instead of a supplement, if you
Yep.
can always take it in real foods. Your beets cause nitrogen, they've got a lot of nitrates, and they allow dilation of the blood vessels.
Okay.
So that helps also repair.
Yep,
So
okay.
beets. Olive oil, we said olive oil, coconut oil, and avocado oil. But more importantly, what I'm trying to say is avoid seed oils. Right.
Okay.
So if you can avoid the seed oils, what you're left with is these.
Okay.
So avoid the
Gotcha.
seed oils as best you can. Pomegranate. Pomegranate is very good for repairing the arteries themselves.
Okay.
As well. Turmeric and black pepper, very anti-inflammatory as well.
Okay.
And that is beneficial. You can make that into a tea. Have you ever tried putting turmeric in coffee? By the way,
I don't drink coffee.
Okay, or even decaf. Or
do I get
or something.
points for that? I don't drink coffee.
So there are lots of things, interesting things that you can actually put in caffeine. I don't drink coffee, but I can tell you that there are lots of good things. I'll do sometimes decaf, and I'll put in sometimes cinnamon. Sometimes you can put in honey.
Yeah, I used to. When I drank coffee, I used to put cinnamon in.
You can put black pepper. You can put turmeric, and you think, are you kidding me? These are like horrible. No, actually, they taste quite good.
Well, I'm a tea drinker, so I do have a lot. I do put a lot of stuff in teas.
Right.
Yeah.
And on that same point, I've got turmeric, ginger, no caffeine tea.
Yes.
So you can have that.
I'm a firm believer in ginger tea.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's
Add some turmeric and
for
see
you.
what happens.
I will. I had never thought about that. All right.
Berberine. Berberine is also a very good supplement that you can have, and then
I've never even heard of berberine.
So berberine.
What is it?
Berberine helps with decreasing cholesterol and also helping control blood sugar as well. It's a very natural way of being able to do that, and there are lots of supplements that you can do to help with artery repair,
Berberine.
but also you are bringing down your blood pressure and keeping down your cholesterol. So, I recommend that in addition to whatever you're taking. So I'm not telling patients to say, oh well, let's just take the berberine, forget the cholesterol medication.
Yes, right. Okay.
You can take things in synchrony.
Yep.
And be able to see how you do. If suddenly your numbers come down tremendously, maybe it was because I added the berberine. What if I cut back on the other medication?
Yes, right. Okay, I love that.
Things are always modifiable.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Perfect. All right.
So
are we at a good pausing point here?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. So believe it or not, our hour is up, Dr.
Oh my
Ray.
goodness.
I know. It goes by quickly, especially when it's a good topic. But I love that when this happens with my guests that we haven't really finished everything that we wanted, because then I can bring you back for a part 2.
Absolutely.
So hang on to your notes. Keep track of where you stopped. If you are just joining us, my guest first hour has been Dr. Nitin Bhatnagar. We are really delighted that he came back because we haven't seen him for a little while. He's been pretty busy and out doing a lot of running lately. But Dr. B is a local cardiologist here in the area and also on the Board of Health for the city of Westfield. So we thank you for your service on the Board of Health as well.
My pleasure.
We are going to take our top of the hour break. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15 WCPC. And we will be back second hour. We have Jen Jafune, our resident licensed registered dietitian and licensed nutritionist. That's a mouthful. And Jen will be with us second hour. We'll be back.
Thank you.
I ain't
Underwriting for the community programming is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here. Where will the superintendent spotlight shine next? Join Stefan Zaporowski and Chris Rogers every Thursday at 9 a.m. to find out. 107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:05. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching Cable Channel 15 WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. I'm in the studio this morning. This has just been like a full house this morning. Lots going on. I feel like, really energized because Dr. B gets me ready to, do all of this stuff. Like I want to go and do everything on his laundry. Yeah, right. Everything on his laundry list. My guest second hour is Jen Jafune. Jen is a registered dietitian, licensed nutritionist here in Westfield. And she does our Food for Thought segment on the last Wednesday of every month, except not next month because we've got a special wedding going on in the family next month. Yes, we do. So she won't be here in August. But we're here today. But I told Jen I've had no time to do any announcements, and I do have a few announcements and some things that we need to talk about before we dive into the topic at hand. So first of all, the August edition of the Voice of Experience newsletter, this way, is out. It hit the streets on Saturday. And so we do have a lot going on. And I mentioned when Dr. B was on the show that we do have a lot going on in the fitness department. Joanne, I have to give full credit to Joanne Boucher, our new assistant director, who's not as new as the assistant director anymore. She's been in the job a few months now. But Joanne has really worked hard to bring in some new fitness programs. So we have, in addition to the usual stuff that we've had, we added, since Joanne took over, we added a beginner line dancing class, which I think was really great because a lot of people want to do line dancing, but the line dancers,
no clue how.
No, and the line dancers that have been meeting at the senior center since we were in the old building, so this is over 10 years, on Friday mornings, they're pretty seasoned. They've been doing this for a long time. And, so it's a little intimidating. Plus, there are a lot of them. So it is a little intimidating. So one of the women who does line dancing on Friday, was the one who came to Joanne and said, how about a beginner line dancing for those people who want to try it, but, have no clue. And so we started that. So that is on, I think we're doing that on Wednesdays now. We moved it from Monday to Wednesday. Oh, yes, we did, because the Mondays, you hit all the holidays. Right. You got a lot of holidays on Mondays. So anyway, that it's a great class. So we added that class. We just added a class called Groove, which is a movement class. I have not taken it or seen it, but Sandra Fisher, our front desk receptionist, took it a few weeks ago and said it's just fabulous. Again, you don't have to be a dancer, you don't have to be intimidated. It is a movement class. Carrie Bodendorf is teaching it, and it's just it's a lot of fun. We added a Tai Chi class, which I've been taking, and the summer Tai Chi classes is complimentary. There's no charge for it, so that's on Mondays from 11:30 to 12:30, and we had I think I counted like 15 people in there on Monday. Yeah, it's just really a great class. So I'm taking it. Kathy Millis, one of our volunteers from the Friends Board, is taking it. Lynn Hills was in class the other day. So we're trying to sneak it in, and it's kind of around. Well, for me, I don't come in usually Monday until the afternoon, and then because I often have meetings in the evening on Monday, so I work kind of the late shift. So it worked out great. But for Lynn, it's kind of like it can be around her lunch hour. It's 11:30 to 12:30. So it's great. So we have that, and that we have regular yoga now, and we're moving that in August to Tuesday afternoons. We had it on Friday afternoons, not the greatest time to do anything, especially in the summer. But we're moving that to Tuesday afternoon, so hopefully that will that will beef it up. So, so all good. So coming up in August, just a few things that I do want to announce other than all the fitness stuff. So we're doing a program on Wednesday, August 12th, so 2 weeks from now. So sign up for this. It's called Watermelon and Melodies. So it's going to be sort of a special luncheon with a watermelon dessert.
Nice.
And but we just wanted to do something kind of fun and special in August because we don't do a lot of parties over the summer because people are vacationing and they're away and all that. But anyway, we're bringing back a guest performer is Mickey Hoare. Mickey is a favorite at the Senior Center. She has never done a lunch for us. She does breakfast bonuses for us a couple times a year. She's fabulous. She does a lot of different genres, and she's just such a delightful person. So it's again 2 weeks from now. You're going to wear something pink or green and get your taste buds ready for sweet watermelon. We'll have a little bit of sherbet on top of that. So that will be Wednesday, August 12th. There's no tickets for this, so it's just the regular lunch and sign up. But we will max out. I know this one is going to we'll have a max. So go ahead and register early for that. The newsletters are out, so you can register for all of your August meals. I'm kind of doing this in the order of what's coming up first. Technology support over the summer is through the Athenaeum, so we thank Jonathan Volk for helping us out because normally the students from Westfield Technical Academy do our tech support, but they're on summer vacation, summer break. So Jonathan will be at the Senior Center on Thursday, August 13th from 10 a.m. to noon, and you do have to sign up for that in advance. So if you have questions about your smartphone, your laptop, your tablet, whatever it is. I feel like I'm hearing rain. Yeah, is it starting to pour?
I forgot to bring my
your
umbrella in.
Yeah, I'll walk you to your car. I got mine. So anyway, that is on Thursday, August 13th. Again, you sign up in advance, and just so that we and you'll have like a half. It's really fantastic. It's like a half-hour one-on-one session.
Nice.
And you bring your own thing. So whatever so it's whatever you have a question about, and there are, and I've done it, especially with my smartphone, which is smarter than I am. That's the problem. It's like but if there are certain features that you don't know how to work them, or you don't know how to set up your voicemail, and we see that a lot with our seniors. They don't know how to set up their voicemail. So we leave the messages, and then they call us because they can figure out that I got a call from the Senior Center. Well, what did you want? Did you listen to the message? Well, no. And now I'm realizing it's because I think they don't know either how to set it up or how to play back their messages to find them. So anyway, Jonathan will help you with that. I started a Parkinson support group for Parkinson caregivers, those who are actively engaged in caring for someone with Parkinson's. Our first meeting was last month in July. We had a really nice group of folks, and I want to say we had like 7 or 8 people.
Great.
So that meets on the second Friday of the month, so that's going to be on August 14th. And then on Friday, August 21st, we will have our Friday breakfast bonus for August, and we'll have Jacob Cordes back. So we're bringing back some of our tried and true. We know that people love them. Jacob is, and I keep running into Jacob into Big Y. It's so hilarious. But he does a mix of classic rock, country, pop, but he's really great. He's done a lot of performing in like bars and those kinds of things. So he's kind of used to just being sort of in the background, sort of quiet music, and it's just really nice. You're having this delicious breakfast, and Jacob's kind of in the background.
Like that.
I do too. It's kind of almost like a coffee house type thing. So, and then just a few reminders. We had a lot of confusion yesterday. So Jeff Halls from Bay State Hearing Aid Service had to take a few months off for some family things that were going on. Jeff will be back next month. So he'll be back starting August 25th. He joins us on the last Tuesday of the month, same as Jen with the Diabetes Dialogue. So Jeff is in the morning and Jen's group is in the afternoon. But anyway, Jeff was, there were people that thought he was coming back this month, and it would have been yesterday, but he wasn't. But he will be coming back in August. So that will be August 25th. 10 to noon. And again, you do have to call and make an appointment for that. I know he's already got several people lined up, but, feel free. And then the last announcement that I want to make before we take a break and then we get into talking with Jen about the topic at hand. Ballroom Dance with Richie Mitnick is also, it's on the 4th Tuesday of the month. So sometimes it's the last Tuesday, sometimes not. This month it will be. It'll be August 25th from 1:30 to 3:30. And, one of the dancers had said to me yesterday, people need to understand, and I'm starting to sort of advertise this, you do not have to be a ballroom dancer to come and enjoy. It's live music. We have some snacks available. If you just want to come and listen to the music and watch the dancers that are dancing, that is perfectly fine. And we have people that have started to take us up on that. And it's like, because Richie's he's a great person. It's so much fun. And so, again, we call it ballroom dance, and it is, and there are people that do, but it is also just live music, and it's an opportunity for you to.
I saw that, and I was like, oh. Yeah. If my husband and I weren't working, I would want to do that.
I know.
We've been taking lessons at night once a week.
You have?
Yes.
Oh, you closet dancers, you. How's it going? Are you ready for Dancing with the Stars yet?
Oh, God, no. No.
Where are you taking lessons?
Fred Astaire in West Springfield. Okay. And we did it probably about 11 years ago for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
And we restarted because, of course, there has to be the father-daughter dance.
Oh, I was just going to say, because we have a wedding. Usually it's for some kind of a,
But
absolutely.
we're going to continue. We're enjoying it. We're not good, but it's fun.
My parents did it. My parents were pretty good dancers, even before they took, but those were in the old days where you learned
it.
And as a kid, I learned the waltz, the foxtrot, the cha-cha, the polka. Absolutely.
Oh, I learned
my family, we were big dancers.
Okay.
And so and it was actually my father that taught me all of those.
Wow.
And so, we did a lot of dancing, at my wedding and stuff. But, but I knew all of those, and they don't do that anymore, and I love all of this. Yeah, I can, and I know how. But unfortunately, my husband doesn't. I mean, Gary and I discoed our way through college.
Right,
we are great disco dancers. Although there's a lot of spinning with that, and now Gary's like, I don't know that I could still do all the moves that we used to do. But
that's so cute.
All right, it's 7:16. We're going to take our first break, and then we have to talk about the fact that it's National Picnic Month and National Grilling Month, and then we're going to get into Jen's piece. So you are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15 WCPC. So it is National Grilling Month. We'll talk about that when we come back. We're going to listen to Sammy Kershaw singing Grillin' and Chillin'. We'll be back.
Thought of raking the leaves, thought of mowing the yard, thought of walking the dog, thought of washing the car. Got a list on the fridge, almost gave it a damn. Finally made up my mind, so here I am, just a grillin' and chillin'. My favorite kind of time killing. No running, just sunning. And getting my fair share of fun in. Got it made in the shade with a radio playing some straight singing old Dean Dillon, and trying to keep my beer from spilling, and grilling and chilling. Got some chicken and beans, got some corn on the cob, a cold cooler of beer, let me pop you a top. No, you don't need a thing, no reason to call, just drop on in, we'll have a ball, just a grillin' and chillin'. My favorite kind of time killing. No running, just sunning, and getting my fair share of fun in. Got it made in the shade with the radio playing some straight singing old Dean Dillon, and and trying to keep my beer from spilling and grilling and chilling. When it's been a long week and I'm dead on my feet and I don't want to worry or work anymore, you'll find me out there, laid back in my chair, just thanking the Lord for grilling and chilling, my favorite kind of time killing. No running, just sunning, and getting my fair share of fun in. Got it made in the shade with the radio playing some straight singing old Dean Dillon, and trying to keep my beer from spilling and grilling and chilling.
Underwriting for the community programming is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every fourth Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:21. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching Cable Channel 15 WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. My guest this morning in the studio is Jen Jafune. Jennifer is a registered dietitian and licensed nutritionist here in Westfield. She joins me the last Wednesday of every month for here, and she also facilitates our Diabetes Dialogue Support and Education Group on the last Tuesday of the month in the afternoon. And Jen was actually at the Senior Center yesterday doing that and is here this morning. So July is National Grilling Month. Let me give you my little blurb, and then Jen has a grilling story to share with us, which I have not heard this grilling story, so it'll be new to all of us. All right, National Grilling Month in July ushers in fun times by the grill. Grilling, which is food being cooked using dry heat, goes way back in history, all the way to the caveman era. There are no set records of how cavemen discovered grilling, but some historians believe that cavemen might have eaten animals that were killed by forest fires. After eating the cooked meat, the caveman may have found their meal to be much more enjoyable and easier to digest. Other scholars think that in those days, animals would freeze very soon after being killed, so the caveman would use fire to warm their meal, and it would be this proximity to the fire that would lead to the meat being, quote, grilled. Ever since then, people have been grilling all kinds of things and not just meat. Backyard grilling became very popular only recently. Until the 1940s, people would only grill when they were in the great outdoors or at picnics in a park. Backyard grilling only became popular after World War II, when many people's socioeconomic conditions improved and the middle class rose. People started grilling in their backyards. As much as we enjoy grilling, it's important to know caution should be used anytime a grill is used. Grilling means fire, right? So make sure you monitor the grill at all times. In addition to fire safety, food preparation is also important. I have Joe Rouse's head, the late Joe Rouse, who used to be director of the board of the health department, going through my head because I can't tell you how many times Joe talked about picnics and grilling and the importance of food safety. Because somehow when you take it outside, everybody thinks the safety rules go out the window. But They don't. Don't let improperly prepared food ruin your summer. Use these grilling tips to keep enjoying the beautiful weather all season long. So first of all, wash your hands. If you have to do it inside, you have to do it outside. Use hand sanitizer when clean water isn't readily available wherever you are grilling. Keep the food cold until you're ready to put it on the grill. It's the same as if you're cooking inside. Keep it in the fridge until you're ready to cook it. Letting food sit allows bacteria to grow. This was a Joe Rouse one. Don't mix raw and cooked foods. So keep raw foods separate from each other. Once cooked, use a clean dish to place your final masterpiece.
Yes.
So I've had to teach my husband this. It's like, here is the plate with the hamburgers. Take it out to the grill. Bring the plate back to me. I'll either wash it, or here is a clean plate for when you're done grilling.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. The bacteria from raw food will contaminate the freshly cooked meal. And keep hot food warm to at least 140 degrees Fahrenheit until ready to be placed in a cooler with ice or refrigerator to prevent bacteria growth. Keep salads and cold foods chilled on ice. Okay, Jen.
Okay.
What's your grilling story?
Here's my grilling story.
Lay it on us.
Back when my kids were younger, a new thing came out where you could try making pizza on a grill.
Yep.
So I'm like, I am so trying that.
Yeah, absolutely. That is so Jen.
I made the dough from scratch, and I didn't throw it up in the air, but I spread it out, and all the sauce, and I made that from scratch, and I've got the fresh cheese, and I'm like, I'm doing all these vegetables, and I get everything. It's on the grill. There's 2 of them.
Okay.
And
2 grills or 2 pizzas?
No, 2 pizzas.
2 pizzas, 1 grill.
Yep.
Okay. And you everything's already. So how did
everything's
okay? So you got it on a pan.
Slide it on.
Okay, slide it on. Gotcha.
Directly.
Oh,
on
directly on. Okay, you slide it off the pan right onto the grill. Okay.
And I'm like, I have the plain cheese one for the kids, and I've got this beautiful multi-vegetable thing going for the adults, and it's ready, I assume, and I pick up the one that I'm most happy about, and I immediately drop it into a pile of leaves, face down.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, that was so disappointing. So I'm like, all right, we still have the other one. And I bring it in, and everybody hated it.
Why? What?
They didn't like the grill flavor with the pizza. However, we're talking children.
Yeah, of course.
I bet now if I made a grilled pizza,
they would probably
everybody would love it.
Did you like it?
I did, but with everybody else hating it, I'm not gonna...
What about Joe? What about your husband?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But I'm like, I'm not going to spend 2 hours making a
no
food
kidding.
that nobody's going to eat except me.
Yes, of course.
But I can't even tell you how disappointing it was to spend all that time making this beautiful pizza and dropping it.
I can't eat. I really can't even imagine it. That would have been, so for me, it would have been like, okay, I'm never cooking again in my entire life because that's just me.
Oh,
I just,
so disappointing.
When I spend that much time on something, I just want it to be great and perfect.
Oh yeah, I've had many
Right?
things that happen. Once I made a beautiful fruit tart, all different colors, and I made the pastry from scratch and all this stuff, and then I dropped a glass measuring cup just the right way. It exploded and glass pieces
all over.
And I'm like, all right,
well,
there goes 3 hours of my life I'll never get back.
I know, and see, that's my thing, because time for me is so precious.
But I'll still do it again.
No, I can't do that. All right, July is also National Picnic Month. Let me run through this one.
Yep.
So National Picnic Month encourage you to get out and celebrate the warm summer days and find your love and wonder of the outdoors again while enjoying some great food. Throughout the recorded history of civilization, there has always been something special about leaving the stuffy confines of your home and eating a meal outdoors. The word picnic is thought to have first been used by Tony Willis in 1692, and from that point forward, everyone from the working class to the upper crust have been fascinated with taking their repast outside under the sky. Picnics have been used for many things throughout the centuries, from a simple family gathering spent enjoying the outdoors to being used as a peaceful protest in the pan-European picnic, which was held on the Hungarian-Austrian border in 1989. The most notable and largest picnic ever held spanned 600 miles, crossing France from coast to coast, and celebrated the millennium's first Bastille Day in the year 2000. Such a diverse resume for such a simple concept, don't you think? Picnic Month celebrates the history of this activity and the way it has been used to bring families, countries, and all humanity together. It's important to keep the meals simple and focus on the company. Sandwiches, finger foods, and beverages may seem plain, but it's more about spending time with each other and being in nature. And I have to say that I used picnics to bribe my daughter Grace when she was little because there were certain foods I couldn't get her to eat. But if we did it outside on a blanket and the neighborhood kids came by and said, "What are you doing?" We said, and Grace would say, "We're having a picnic." She would announce that. She'd eat darn near anything on that blanket.
I believe in eating outdoors. I mean, tear yourself away from your phone, the TV, which is often on during a lot of meals.
Yep.
It forces social interaction, which I think is so healthy for people, and fresh air and nature. It allows us to unwind. I'm sure it can help lower, stress levels, blood pressure.
And we used to do it in our front yard, and like the neighbors would all be coming out, and you'd wave to people, you'd talk to people, they'd stop by and talk to you. What are you doing? We're having a picnic, and oh, what a great idea. And so now it's the camaraderie and all of that other good stuff.
We used to on occasion eat outside, and then we'd drape a big sheet off of the side of the house, and we would use my projector, and we would have
like
outdoor
a movie thing
night.
Oh, how fun is that?
When it got dark.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I want to be your neighbor. And by the way, I would eat the grilled pizza. I would do that.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a quick break. It is 7:30. My guest this morning is Jen Jaffoon. When we come back, we're going to give you the whole time to talk, Jen. It is National Picnic Month. So we heard a grilling song. So now we have to listen to a picnic song. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15 WCPC. So we're going to listen to Everett singing Picnic Table. This is a really cute song. We'll be back.
Lighter fluid up in the air. Ballparks on the Coleman, buns there over there, sons of diamond. We're feeling rich. If this ain't heaven, I don't know what is. Got us a big picnic table with good people hanging round and smoking chicken, picking, guitar tipping, whiskey like a fountain. Ain't trying to change the world, just leave it lighter than we found it. At a big picnic table with good people hanging round it. Don't need a steeple, don't need no church. We got that Holy Ghost flowing up our bare feet through the dirt. Thank the Lord for the feast. Pass a sweet potato pie, pull you up a seat at a big picnic table with good people hanging round it, smoking chicken, picking, guitar tipping, whiskey like a fountain. Ain't trying to change the world, just leave it lighter than we found it. At a big picnic table with good people hanging round it.
Underwriting for community radio is provided by the YMCA of Greater Westfield. Every day, the YMCA strengthens the community through programs and services focused on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. For all the Y's many programs and services, visit us on the web at www.westfieldymca.org. The YMCA, 67 Court Street in downtown Westfield. We're more than a gym. We're a cause. Join us the second Wednesday of every month for Joe Didi's take on, well, everything. Listen to The Joe Didi Show, second Wednesday of every month at 8 a.m. 107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:35. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching Cable Channel 15. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. I'm in the studio this morning with Jen DeFune. Jen is a registered dietitian, licensed nutritionist. She runs at the Senior Center, she facilitates our Diabetes Dialogue Support and Education Group, and that meets on the last Tuesday of the month in the afternoon. So Jen was at the Senior Center yesterday. And then she's on this show generally the last Wednesday of the month with our Food for Thought segment.
Yep.
So Jen, what's the topic for this morning?
Well, I find that some people find it hard to do quick and easy meals that are healthy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, and it's not just seniors, a lot of people will find themselves at the end of the day going, what am I going to have for dinner?
Mm-hmm.
And hey, a bowl of cereal looks just fine because it's quick and it's easy. And, you know, there are some healthier cereals out there, and, you know, milk is a good source of nutrients, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
And so what we talked about yesterday and what I want to talk about today is meal prepping, which I hate cliche themes, but meal prepping, what to have in the pantry, and then how to make a nutritious, quick meal. So yesterday, I was able to make a quick, nutritious meal in 6.5 minutes. And I know
that's my kind of meal.
Yeah, I know it was 6.5 minutes because I had to do the microwaving at home for the two key ingredients, and they took 6.5 minutes. I timed myself doing the other prep, and it all happened within those 6.5 minutes.
Okay, so so you were doing that while the stuff was microwaving?
Well, I microwaved at home, brought the food, then I told the group how long it took to do it.
Okay.
And I did a bunch of the rest of the meal. I prepped it at home, but I timed myself. And then I showed them how I did it, put it all together, and start to finish 6.5 minutes.
Perfect.
And
my kind of meal. So what'd you make?
I made a bowl, which is a fancy word for salad, really.
Thank you.
And it was a layer of local lettuce, and we had a long discussion about lettuce and cyclospora.
Yep.
And then I microwaved seeded edamame beans that I bought frozen. And they take, they're out of the pod.
Okay.
And they take 5 minutes in a microwave. So I microwave those. That's my protein source.
Like, I don't even know what those are.
Edamame beans look like kidney beans.
Okay.
They're soy. And so they're a plant-based source of protein. They're in the frozen vegetable section at the supermarket. So I bought them yesterday at Big Y.
I mean, do they come like in a box, in a bag?
They're in a bag.
Okay, in a bag.
And they're literally between all the frozen vegetables and then the vegetarian frozen patties and things like that.
Okay.
And, put them in a dish with some water, 5 minutes in a microwave, boom, done. And I bought some, Full Circle is a organic brand of prepackaged things, and I bought the brown rice. Normally, I don't buy that kind of processed food because the sodium content is so astronomically high.
Right.
But this brown rice has, I think it was 35 milligrams of sodium.
Wow, that's low.
Yeah, and that would be in the whole package. I only used half.
Okay.
And that was 1.5 minutes in the microwave.
Okay.
So, I've got my salad on the bottom of the bowl. I have one section with my edamame beans, and then I put some of the brown rice.
The rice.
And then I chopped up some tomatoes, chopped up some carrots, chopped up some cucumber. And I didn't chop them. I used my favorite piece of equipment that I introduced you to,
Yes.
the mandolin.
Yes, the mandolin.
And I brought my mandolin and I showed
good.
them how
Okay.
quick and easy it could be. And we talked about safety, not cutting yourselves. But I also showed them how easy it can be with a knife. And I had a cutting board and a knife and cut up a few things. So it was really pretty.
Yeah.
And then for the seasoning, I just used pepper because everything else had flavor, and olive oil and balsamic vinegar. Mm-hmm. And done.
That was it.
6.5 minutes.
Yep.
And it's got a whole grain or starch from the brown rice.
Yep.
And it's a soluble fiber, which helps lower
And is
cholesterol.
the beans, were those, is that your protein source?
Yep.
Okay.
The edamame are protein.
Edamame.
And then non-starchy veggies.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make it as
Yeah.
big or little as you
Right,
want.
right.
I made it in a bigger bowl because it was clear glass and I wanted everyone to see it. Normally I would put it in my regular cereal bowl.
Yep, yep. Okay.
But yeah, it was super easy. And then I let everybody taste the edamame beans. They could have the other stuff if
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah,
wanted.
yeah.
But no one in the room had. I don't believe anyone in the room had
I don't
had
think I
edamame.
have. So what did they think about them?
Everyone but one thought it tasted great, and
Okay.
one were like, I could do it if I had to.
Yeah, okay. All
But
right.
you
Well,
know,
that's
you
an
can
honest
replace
opinion.
those
Sure.
edamame beans with canned tuna. Mm-hmm. Open the can, plop it in.
Yeah, right,
You
right, right.
could replace it with already cooked chicken, and we
Mm-hmm.
talked about making a family pack of chicken and flavoring 2 with barbecue sauce and 2 with Italian dressing and 2 with herbs. Cook them all at the same time and then freeze
Yep,
some.
yep.
But you could use that as a quick and easy replacement. You could use shrimp. You know, frozen shrimp is easy to defrost
Yep.
under cold running water, and I just steam it in a steamer basket with water with a bay leaf in it, and it's done in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They're quick and easy replacements. And then we also talked about if you don't want brown rice, the Full Circle also makes quinoa.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of different
Yeah.
rices that I don't.
But I try and get the ones that are low sodium.
Yep,
So
I do too.
yeah.
Because rice is one of those, boy, holy smokes. You look at, I mean, some of the ones that I had used in the past, and then I remember one time, because my mother-in-law was on either low salt or no salt, whatever she was, and I
Right.
was trying to make some meal. That's when I really started, for her, I was looking at the rice labels, and I said, oh my God, this is through the roof. We're not eating this.
Well, it's the seasoning packet. It's
yes.
not. It's
not
the
the
rice.
That's
Yes.
exactly it. It's the
So
seasoning packet.
you know, you
Yeah.
can cut up your own
Sure.
onion and garlic and basil and whatever, and throw that in yourself.
Yep.
But you can each segment, the protein, the whole grain or starch, and the non-starchy veggies, can be whatever you want it to be. Like,
So this was really interesting, Jen, because I made this dish, which is one of the few dishes that my entire family likes, and it's kind of like yours, where it's a casserole,
Yeah.
but it's just ground beef, or you could use whatever you want. I use ground beef and onion, which I saute, so that's fine. And then you just layer different vegetables, so you can use green pepper, or I use the zucchini and yellow squash, green squash, broccoli. You can do mushrooms. You could do whatever you want. The only thing that there actually was a recipe for this, and now I've
Originally.
altered it
Right.
so much it doesn't even really look like it. But you just layer it, and I use like a 4-quart casserole dish. And then the only thing that I don't put on there anymore, which I used to, is the tomatoes. And I just use like the little grape tomatoes, but I just hold those to the side because I don't like them all mushy and everything and
Right.
cooked. So when the casserole's done, like Gary and I really like the tomatoes, so we'll just top them with, however many tomatoes. But well, where was I going with this? What did you just say? What were you talking about? I had a point to this story.
well,
Now I completely forgot
the
what the heck it was.
substitutions for the bowl.
Oh, and the rice.
Yeah, and the
So
rice.
that was it. So the rice. So you serve it over rice. So I had some rice, just regular rice, but I didn't think I had enough. So I was at Big Y and I found this rice that was seasoned rice. I can't remember the brand. It's a brand that I've never tried before, but the sodium content was actually quite low.
Okay.
So I said, and it was gluten free, because it's the other thing that I got to
Right.
deal with Gary. So I got it. And so I thought, okay, well, we're just gonna try this. So Grace tasted it first. So I had everything dished out. She took the first bite and she goes, "Oh, Mom, the rice has a little," and you serve it over the rice. So
Right.
dig in the whole. She goes, "Well, the rice has a little kick." And then about 15 seconds later, she goes, actually, it's got quite a big kick to it,
Yeah.
And it did. And I said, and it was interesting because I said to her, really? And I'm kind of in between Gary. I said, well, Dad's going to love this because Gary puts hot sauce on, stuff anyway. But Grace, and I said to Grace, are you okay with it? And she said, I'm not sure. But, by the end, she goes, no, it's good. And then what ended up happening was I needed to make just some more rice the next day. So I made just the regular whatever I had. And then I mixed the two together to kind of, to
temper it.
It was delicious.
Oh, good.
It's like really good. But that's a great recipe. And then you just, you season it however. Oh, and I use Grace likes the little canned corn, like the little canned corn.
The mini ones.
Yes.
They're
and
so
Charlie,
cute.
of course, thinks that those are great too.
Right.
So, you put a layer of those in and you just, you $3.50 for half an hour. And it is
And
one
done.
of those meals where, there's no sauce to it or anything like that. The veggies are all moist. So, and you just, salt, pepper, urban marinade, whatever you want to use. Garlic salt. I use like a little garlic powder, a little garlic salt. Whatever you want to throw in
And
there. Easy.
One of the big things I talk to people about is I hear this a lot. Well, it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to cook a whole meal for just me. But what I explain to people is if you cook that whole meal for just you can freeze meals in single serve packages. And if maybe you make one big full recipe once a week for 7 weeks and you freeze one of those.
Yes. Yeah.
At the end of 7 weeks, you have an entire week of meals you just have to defrost.
I have to say, I am the kind of person that I could make that casserole just for me, and I don't mind eating the same thing like 5 or 6 days in a row. A lot of people they don't like that, but I don't. For me, it's fine. And for my family, I knew, I made it. I actually made it because we were going to have company, and then we decided we were going to go out with we decided to do that. But I had all the ingredients, and Grace said, "Well, are you going to make that casserole?" And I said, "Yeah." And we had it for a leftover. It was at least twice, but which was fine. So
I'm a big fan of planning what you're going to eat for the week, and then trying to, maybe this week we had chicken burgers I made, and one day it's on a bun with a salad, and then another day I made a pan of barbecue chicken.
Yep.
And it's chicken with corn because corn's in season and maybe a salad. But now the chicken can be cut up and thrown over a salad for a meal, and we can have a side of a wedge of sweet potato. You try to it can be the same meal or it can be a variation of it, but I'm pulling out of what I've already made.
Right.
So if I know what I'm making in advance, I take 5 minutes to write up what we're going to eat for dinner.
Yeah.
Then I can kind of think the process through. I can make my supermarket list based on that. I can check what I have in my storage, what I'm keeping.
What do I have? What do I need?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it just makes things simpler because the worst thing in the world is to be hungry, come home and go, oh my God, now what do I do?
Yeah, that is not a good situation. All right, let's take a short break. It is 7:47. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15 WCPC. So it is also because it's picnic time, and we talked about this watermelon and melody. So I needed to do a watermelon song. So the watermelon song, it's called Watermelon Crawl by Tracy Bird. My guest this morning is Jen Jaffoon. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
I was driving through Georgia in late July on a day hot enough to make the devil sigh. I saw a homemade sign written in red, Ryan County Watermelon Festival ahead. Well, I wasn't in a hurry, so I slowed down and took a 2-lane road to a 1-horse town. There was a party going on. When I got there, I heard a welcome speech from a small town man. He said, we got 100 gallons of sweet red wine made from the biggest watermelons on the vine. Help yourself to some, but obey the law. If you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl. Well, when the band started playing, the watermelon queen said, let me show you something that you ain't never seen. She grabbed me by the arm, said, come on, let's go. She dipped down, spun around and go, said, go. jiggle beat all you ever saw. Said this is how you do the watermelon crawl. She said we got 100 gallons of sweet red wine made from the biggest watermelons on the vine. Help yourself to some, but obey the law. If you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl. Down in Georgia round about July and you ain't in a hurry, then you ought to stop by. I can guarantee you're gonna have a ball learning how to do the watermelon crawl. He said we got 100 gallons of sweet red wine made from the biggest watermelons on the vine. Help yourself to some, but obey the law. If you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl. You do the watermelon crawl. Yeah, have fun, you all. And do the watermelon crawl.
Underwriting is brought to you by Boise Cascade Distribution, providing products and services needed for building material dealers, home improvement centers, and industrial customers. They offer everything from engineered wood and plywood to Drex decking and railing, James Hardie siding, and Advantech subfloor. Located at 33 Fowler Street Extension in Westfield and on the web at bc.com, they are committed to providing quality products, great service, convenience, and value.
Want to know what's trending at Westfield Technical Academy? Join host Kevin Daly and Carol Groom to find out all things Tiger. Tiger Talk, Thursdays at 8 a.m. 107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:51. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15, WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. My guest this morning is Jen Jafune. Jennifer is a registered dietitian and licensed nutritionist. She joins us on the last Wednesday of every month for her Food for Thought segment. And Jen, you know, the elephant in the room, we need to talk about what's happening. You mentioned that you had prepared a dish yesterday in 6.5 minutes at the Diabetes Dialogue Support and Education Group, and you mentioned that the first thing that you put on the bottom of your bowl was lettuce. So we really need to talk about what's happening there. You know, safety, food safety. I've got my daughter who is a mother of a 3-year-old going, I heard about fruit and now berries, and she loves blueberries, and what should I do? And of course, my solution to all of that is I just try to buy local. But tell us what should we know about what's going on out there?
So what is happening is there is this parasite called Cyclospora, and it naturally exists. Every year there are a minimal number of cases of a Cyclospora exposure. However, what's happened this year is it is astronomically increased. So whereas an area maybe has 20 cases a year, they're having 350 in 2 months.
Yeah.
So clearly there's a problem in the food chain system somewhere. And they have found that a particular lettuce manufacturer who is providing lettuce products not only to Taco Bell, but Taco Bell is the key area,
They're the
but
target.
to other places. It's called Taylor Farms. But they haven't found, I believe they still haven't found all the sources of where this increased Cyclospora parasite is occurring. So, of course, it causes massive panic and about foods that are very healthy for us, that provide low calories, a smaller amount of carbs, no added sugars, no dyes, no processing agents, fiber. So,
all the
this
things
is
that
a-
we've talked about on this show that people should eat, and
Right.
now it's like, oh,
This is a big problem
Yeah.
for our country.
Yeah.
So lettuce is not the only place you can get a greater risk of being exposed to cyclospora. You can find it in raspberries. You can find it in parsley, in cilantro. I have a list. I'm just going to
Okay.
read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Basil, bagged salad, cilantro, mesclun lettuce, parsley, raspberries, snow peas, sweet peas. But this is probably not the full list of where
Yeah.
we can find it, but predominantly where we would find it. Now, here's the thing. You cannot look at that package of raspberries or the mesclun mix and go, I see it.
yeah, right.
Because you need a microscope to
Yep.
see this parasite. That's how small it is. I don't know the guidelines off the top of my head for washing.
Mm-hmm.
I just inform people to wash their produce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't just grab and eat.
Yeah, right.
You
Of
know,
course.
I see a lot of people who will grab something at the store to taste it and make sure it tastes okay. And I'm like, no.
don't
You
do
want
that.
to,
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if it wasn't cyclospora,
Right.
anything,
Right.
you would always want to wash your hands, wash the produce.
Yep.
If you are having symptoms, you need to not wait. So symptoms, we've all heard about the explosive diarrhea, the
Yes,
watery
we have.
diarrhea. It can cause nausea and vomiting. It can cause gastric cramping, low-grade fever, and you could probably have some or all of those symptoms. They're not going to occur immediately. So I believe it takes a week.
Yeah.
So, I have a couple of people going, oh, God, I forgot, and I ate a salad yesterday at this restaurant, and I'm like, and, you're going to have to wait a week. And I do have people who are telling me, well, all of a sudden I have diarrhea and I'm worried. My response is, at this moment, it's probably best to side on the side of caution, at least call your healthcare provider. They may say, you're fine. They may say, come in and do a stool sample, because you can treat this. You can treat it with antibiotics. You can treat it with antidiarrheal medications, especially if it's really bad and you're not able to leave your house. Untreated, it can last for months and months and months. So you need to address it. And I have a lot of people going, well, I don't want to bother the doctor, or I have so many doctor appointments, I just don't want another. Or on the flip side, I'm going to go to the doctor's office and be exposed to all of these other really bad things. I don't want to go. And, I'm encouraging people to let all of that go and just get yourself checked. Worst case scenario in most people's mind is, I'm fine. I just have a little diarrhea, and they told me to go home and, take some kaopectate or whatever. But best case, they find that you have this and they treat it and you're better. Okay. So what can we do besides washing our vegetables and our fruit? I agree with you, buy local.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're not going to have cyclospora parasites locally. It's a parasite that exists in our world, but less time, less processing, less hands touching it, less everything. So I'm a big fan of buying things that are local and in season.
Okay.
So
is there evidence, Jen, that washing it, can washing it get rid of it, does that just help? But we're not sure. Okay, I think we're still learning about all this.
Right.
Okay.
I'm sure there's information out there, and there have been cases in Massachusetts. Okay. So I think it's now in 18 states, 17 states, something like that. There's not a lot of cases in Massachusetts. When I looked yesterday, I saw that there were 18 cases, but they're not saying, I didn't have time to delve deeply into it. I knew it was going to come up because I'm putting lettuce in a bowl, which, by the way, I ate. We'll see what happens in a week. But I've been eating lettuce.
Yeah. I know this is so hard for me. I'm such a salad fanatic.
Right.
I could eat salad every day. In fact, when Gary and Grace were in Ireland, I did eat salad pretty much every day.
Yeah.
So this is not. This is not fun for me.
Until I get the definitive word that all lettuce is out. I'm still having lettuce and arugula and cilantro and all these things.
But you're
that
right.
I love.
I mean, I always wash my vegetables and fruits, and so. Okay.
And our hands.
And our hands. Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, guess what? We have to call it a day here, believe it or not. And we have a lot that we didn't cover, and that's okay because Jen will not be here in August, but we'll be here in September.
Yep.
So whatever we didn't cover, we're going to cover in September. Carol Palmer and I did that. We started a topic like back in April, and then I had my foot surgery, so I was out for a couple of months, and then we literally came back to it. We just kind of did a 10-minute review of everything that we had already covered and then just moved right on, and it was seamless. So we will do the same with you in September. It is 7:59. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial and WCPC cable channel 15. And now that I'm saying that, hold on. I'm trying to remember who my guest is next week so I can give you a little preview, and it went right out the window. It's the first... Oh, it's Carol Palmer. Of course, it's the
there
first.
You go.
The first Wednesday of the month. So next week it'll be Carol Palmer talking about something. Carol has the best. Carol is hilarious.
Right.
She has a great, funny Carol Palmer story that I said to her. I heard it yesterday. She related again to Evelyn Bristol, our nurse who's back again, so that's exciting. I told her, I said I'm gonna make you talk about this on air. So
okay,
it is worth it just to hear this 5-minute story when she first comes on. Have a great week, everyone. WSFD 107.5 FN, WCPC cable channel 15, and I will see you next week.
If everybody had an ocean across the USA, then everybody'd be served like California. You'd see them wearing their baggies, Warachi sandals too, a bushy blonde hair.